I'm going to teach you how to sell without being salesy, and so you can actually sell more as a network marketer. My name is Cody, and I help network marketers grow their downline online. Let's get into it. There's 3 steps that you need to follow if you want to learn how to sell without being super salesy and spammy and pressure sales. Those are not what I like. I am not a fan of any of those at all. So what do you need to do? Because there's nothing worse than going to like a friend or a family member or someone that you look up to or prospect or just anyone like you may be talking to, and you feel like, I feel so hesitant to talk to them. And the reason why is because you feel like you have to sell them. You have to push products on these people. So it comes down to 3 things. Number 1 is you need to understand that you are solving people's problems. So if you can find people's problems and just make people aware of their problems, people love talking about themselves. They love talking and complaining about their problems. If you can get them to talk about their problems, then you're already halfway there. One of the best ways to do this is by asking questions instead of telling people like what's wrong with them. So instead of saying, hey, I noticed that you are fat, you could say, hey, I was wondering, hey, I see you working out. What are you planning for? Or what are you training for? Something like that, okay? You can ask them questions about the product or the posts that they are doing, okay? And this will help them find problems, and then you can also find problems as well, because you may not know all the problems based on what you see on social media. So your goal is to find people's problems that you can solve. Now you may even be able to help encourage the problems by asking the right kind of questions so you can say, hey, I just saw your post about XYZ. It's really cool. Tell me, how's that been going for you? What do you like about that? And then whatever they say, then you can go to the next question of like, hey, so if they say, yeah, I love art. It's helping me have more free time. And the problem that you may solve is helping people have more free time. You're like, what makes you want to have more free time? Right? And now you're going into the problem of like, oh, well, I hate my boss, I hate my job, and they'll just start talking to you about it, okay? Key here is not to be interrogative. You don't want to interrogate people, and the way you make it so you're not interrogating people is you break up the questions with actual conversation. So it's not just like, how are you? What's your favorite color? What were you doing the Saturday before yesterday? Whatever, right? Okay, so that's the first thing is you need to find problems. The way you find problems is by asking questions and being curious about people and not focusing so much on products, focusing on trying to have an agenda. Just be curious, have great, fun conversations with people, okay? Now, that's if you want to be messaging people and spending time on Messenger. Another way of finding people's problems is going into Facebook groups and Reddit forums, LinkedIn groups, wherever people congregate together, and just listen to the conversations. Okay, listen meaning like you go in there and you just look at what people are talking about, the problems that they're having, and then you create content around those things, which is my favorite way because content can go one to many, whereas like those messages, they take up a lot of time and it's just one-to-one. But some people do better one-to-one. Some people do better, like myself. I love doing one-to-many and then having the many come to me, and then I can talk to people one-on-one. So you can go make content about, hey, like here's 5 ways to have more free time by having a side hustle or whatever your problem is that you're trying to solve. So that's the first thing is you got to really get clear on the problem, find problems that you can solve, and then go and talk to people about the problems or create content that can help people, give value to people. Okay, number 2 is, so you have your problems, then you need to find people that have those problems. And these can kind of go like interchangeably because sometimes it's easier to find the person that has a problem than to find the problem. So they can kind of be interchanged. But the way to help you find people that have certain problems is to go into certain situations, those groups, those Facebook groups, like I was telling you about earlier. For example, like if I was a sports fan or if I was looking for a sports fan, like I am in Utah, I like Real Salt Lake. I don't go to every single game, but there's a Real Salt Lake soccer team here. So if I was trying to find soccer players, would I go to the Real Salt Lake game? Yeah, like I would, and they're a special type of soccer player. They are a soccer player that likes Real Salt Lake, right? So that's the specific type of soccer player. If I was just looking for any type of soccer player, I could go to like a soccer field or a soccer tournament. I could go to the gym maybe. There's less likely that it'll be harder to find soccer players there, but I might be able to find people that are interested in soccer, okay? So that's the thing is like, if you want to find people that are interested in certain things, you need to go where those people are. If I'm interested in fitness, I would go to the gym, or if I'm interested in finding people that are interested in fitness, I would go to the gym. Okay. Now, again, like you can go there physically and start like talking to people, but that's kind of awkward, right? So instead you could just go into a Facebook group that is interested in Facebook or in fitness and just start talking with people there. And if you have your Facebook and your profile set up correctly, then you can actually have people being attracted to you. By the way, if you want to learn how to do that, come join the 5-day digital recruiting challenge, which teaches you more about how to attract people to you in an authentic way rather than having to go out and do everything manually and spamming people. And it's basically how to connect your message to the right market. That's what I'll teach you in the 5-day challenge. Okay, because you have your message, you have your market, which is the people, you have your message, and if you say the wrong thing to the right person, they won't jive. If you say the wrong thing, or all the different ways of saying it, like if you have the wrong person, you're saying the right thing, also won't jive. You need the right person with the right message, connecting them together, and then that is what I'll teach you how to do in the 5-day digital recruiting challenge. It's free, it's 5 days, designed specifically for network marketers. So you can join that down below. So you have your problem that you understand that you have and you can find it, and then you have people that have that problem that you can solve. Another way real quick on doing that is you can go in manually into the Facebook groups, you can go physically into locations, but you could also use advertising, which will target people specifically. And a lot of people think, oh man, I have to get really, really good at advertising. It's like, no, actually, with AI and the algorithms and social media getting so good at understanding their audience and the people that are using the platform, you can really there's ways to easily find the people that are interested in what you have, because Facebook, TikTok, they all know your audience better than they even know themselves. Okay, so they can send your message to the right person. Okay, so you have your problem, you have your person, and then you can finally introduce your product. And those are the 3 things that you need. Is you need a person that has a problem, and then your product can solve that problem that person has. Okay, the thing here though is to not focus on the product, but focus on the result that the product gives. Okay, because people, they have a problem and then they have a desire, they have an outcome, they have a dream outcome that they have, and your person's stuck in the middle here. They're trying to run away from this problem, they're trying to run towards a result. And if you have a product here, it's not really clear, like oftentimes it's not clear to the person what that product does. So you focus less on the product and focus more on the result that the product will do for the person. Okay, so for example, if you have a supplement, you don't want to focus on like, hey, well, this supplement has ashwagandha in it. Ashwagandha is amazing because ashwagandha came from this mushroom, right? It's like, okay, that's great, but you could just say, hey, what if there was a way that you could completely be focused and calm and relaxed all day long, be able to get 10 times the things done, right? So that's their dream outcome. They want to be super productive. Would that be awesome to you, right? You focus on that end result. Hey, what if there's a way that you could have an amazing 6-pack body by a month or 2 from now, so you're ready for summer? What if there was a way that you could have multiple streams of income coming to you, so you didn't have to worry about if you lost your job or if things got more expensive, you had an income stream that would keep up with inflation? How'd that be, right? So that's a dream outcome that people are having, and they're like, hey, that is the result that I want. Tell me more about that. Then you can go into the product of like how you do that and how it's different than what they're currently doing. So a little bit more on that. That's more the nitty gritty stuff. In the 5-day challenge, I teach you every single day what you need to do to be able to start attracting people to you, and how to not be so salesy and spammy and pressure sales. You can actually use marketing and real value to attract people, solve their problem, and sell way more. So come join the 5-day digital recruiting challenge right now, and it's down below. I'll see you inside.